This is a short introduction to flodes. Flode is a tool in Codio that is used to help students visualize what is happening in the code and allows them to walk through it from a logical standpoint. When you're in Codio, you may come up to a topic, and that topic may have something that looks like this on the left-hand side. This is a flode, and a flode will allow you to see what's happening in the code and change values in the code to see how a change in a value might change the outcome of your code. So to run a flode, first of all, you will see a start and an end in flode. So this is where the flode will start, and this is where the flode will end. You will see inputs, you will see processing, and you will see outputs. And there's also going to be a screen that pops up that's going to show you the same thing. So if I want to run my flode, I use this button right here. It looks like an arrow, a curved arrow button. So I'm going to hit that, and what you will see is you will see a console on the left, you will see input variables on the right. On the console is what will print out from the flode. The variables on the right tell you what values are associated with what variable name. And I can walk through the flode quite easily by pushing this curved arrow button. So I'm going through and I am walking through the flode. I've checked my inputs, and now I'm to my processing step. My processing step says num, which is my variable name, equals input 0 times input 1 plus input 2. So that's going to do the arithmetic. This is the variable num is 27, and then here I'm going to print out that num is 27, and the program is finished. So that's how we use a flode to just walk through a piece of code. Now there's a few other interesting things that you can do with a flode. One of them is you can change the variables by just double clicking. All I did here was double click, and you'll see that this gray box comes up and the number 4 is highlighted. Well, I want to change input 1 to 10. That's all I have to do is type in a 10 and hit the, and then click outside of that box. So now if I run the flode again, what you will see under variables is you will see the first input is 3, the second input is now 10, and the third input is 5. So if I walk through the flode, we have our inputs, we have our processing step down here, and you'll notice the number is 45. The previous time I ran it, it was 27, and it's 45 now because I changed input 1 to 10. So the number is 45, the output is 45, and my flode ends. So this is a quick introduction on how to use flode in Codio, and it can be a very helpful tool.